Hi everyone, welcome to C2C Mentors. It's been quite a while since we interacted, and I know all of you are like preparing very hard as CAT is approaching. It's like not even 2 months now. So all your hard work, all your patience is gonna pay off. Just be there in the game for now and tackle all your problems one step at a time. Don't get overwhelmed by mocks में score नहीं आ रहा है, accuracy नहीं बन रही है, somebody XYZ person is getting so and so percentile, you aren't getting, etc. etc. And this is exactly the time wherein it's like a make or break situation for all of you guys. Many of your peers will give up now, considering the pressure, the peer pressure, the many other factors. They're down on motivation, they aren't able to study. Many of you will feel that you haven't even completed the syllabus. But anyways, it's not a time to give up. It's time to gear up, and it's time to give your best with whatever you have done so far. So agenda for today's video basically is talking about the DILR sectional strategy, which I personally followed during my CAT and which helped me fetch 98.68 percentile in CAT 2019. Let's quickly get started with a kind of structure there wherein I have put up the entire strategy. So if you can see the screen here. Okay, now the first and the foremost thing which everybody needs to do is identify the objective. Now, what I mean when I say identify the objective, so whenever you start with a process, you need to understand what the goal is. Now, this is a fact that not everybody of you will be very good with DILR section, and not everybody of you will be like weak in a DILR section, right? So you need to understand that what is your target percentile. Now, by target percentile, I mean to say that at this point in time, what is your score in mocks? How much are you able to solve? How many sets are you able to solve? How many topics are you able to solve? Are you somebody who needs to just clear the cutoff and get a decent percentile as far as your DLR section is concerned? Or you're somebody who is getting a good percentile, like 90 percentile, and you want to scale it up to 95, 99, and so on and so forth. So you need to understand where you are and where you want to reach. After you've done that, what you need to do is you need to analyze the section and benchmark it. Now, what I mean by this? First thing you need to do is pick up the DILR section of all the past year papers. Like you can take 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so this gives you a pretty good material in hand, and pick up the DILR sets particularly of each of the slots of each of these years and go through the sets. You will understand which slot of which year was difficult than the previous year. Now it's very easy for me or for anybody out there to put up in a structure and give it to you that this is easy, this is difficult, but I want you guys to do it. Why? Because there's one very important factor that will go into this, which is your level of comfort with that particular set. Okay, so this is a very subjective factor. For example, if I'm comfortable with arrangements wala set, I'm not comfortable with very calculation intensive set. So I might find the sets of a particular slot being on a difficult level if they are more towards calculation intensive. Whereas somebody who is very comfortable with DI calculation based, he might find it pretty easy. So I want you guys to sit down and do this research kind of thing, do this benchmarking thing, that how do you find each of the sets of each of these years based on your level of comfort. Okay, after you're done this, what you need to do is whenever you're giving a sectional test or whenever you're giving a mock, now you know all the past year paper ka analysis level of difficulty ye aapne kar liya. Now another thing that comes into picture is that one slot of a particular year and what is the relative difficulty of sets amongst each other. Now what I mean to say here is that you have done 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20 tak ka slot 3 ka analysis. But one slot mein, for example, let's say 2020 slot 1, उस slot में what were the questions, what were the sets, and what was the relative difference or relative difficulty level among each other based on your level of comfort again. Okay, so this will help you benchmark the question among the questions in the paper. So you will try and understand that which question is easy for me, which question I'm finding it doable, which question is a little bit weird, it looks a little bit complicated to me, I should probably put it aside. That is how you will identify what is your level of comfort with which type of questions. There might be some of you who are very comfortable with MCQ questions and not theta questions. They are like, you want to stay away from them, it's pretty fine. There are somebody who feels like theta question mein negative nahi hoga, so why not give it a try? Why leave even a single theta question? तो वो लोग वो करेंगे. So it again depends on you. ठीक है, it's very easy for me to put up a structure, give you like steps 1, 2, 3, 4, but I won't do that. I want you to sit and analyze कि वो level of comfort आपका क्या है उस particular section में. ठीक है. Next thing, now once you have done that, Attempt the set which you find easy. So there'll always be like 2 sets, 1 or 2 sets वो हमेशा होते हैं. If you see all the papers जब भी आप step 2 कर रहे हो, when you are at this step, like whenever you're analyzing all the papers of the previous year, you'll always identify some of the 2 sets which are doable, which are pretty doable. Okay, now here comes the actual thing. If you are somebody who wants to score a decent percentile, just clear the cutoff, you're not very confident with your accuracy, you're not very confident with other questions in the sets or other sets in the section in the paper, sit quietly. Do not go into hurry and attempting a few fixed number of questions. Like people feel कि यार 12 करने, 13 करने, 15 questions I have to attempt, which will fetch me some XYZ percentile. So don't go for that. Analyze, थोड़ा खुद की strengths और weaknesses को समझो. If you're somebody who is not so good at DILR, wherein it comes to your sectionals, in mocks throughout, in whatever preparation you have done, sit quietly, thoda patience rakho. I know it's very difficult to like see the timer running and you not doing anything, but it's very important that you don't pick up the wrong questions and put yourselves into negatives. उसमें क्या होगा कि आपने जो correct किए हैं questions, उसका जो plus marking है, उसका जो positive marking है, वो भी negative की वजह से low हो जाएगा, आपका score low हो जाएगा, and your percentile will fall like anything. Okay, so sit quietly there. Now, first, for those of you want to get a step ahead, you're pretty confident कि नहीं, अच्छा ठीक है, mocks में मेरा इतना accuracy रहता था in general, so let me take one step ahead. I have some time left. Let me pick up 1 or 2 questions from some set, okay, which I find easy, which is called as the beautiful bucketing strategy, which works wonders for every student. I personally used it. So you can also try it, give it a try, do give it a try. It works wonders. So what you need to do is you don't need to go to a set, solve it completely, and then come up with the answer. If you see your sets throughout which you haven't attempted, you will always get 1 or 2 questions which are pretty easy. Like you just need to read one section of the data that is given to you and then solve it and get it done. Or probably कुछ questions ऐसे होंगे जिसमें possibilities वाली चीजें होगी जो आपने पहले छोड़ दिए होंगे, which you might find difficult. Like for example, it's a seating arrangement and you have a question कि if P is sitting besides Q, where will S sit? So this gives you an understanding that this is something complicated. I wouldn't do it now. But now, since you have time and you want to select those 1 or 2 questions from some set which you find doable, this is your time to move to individual questions from other sets and scale up your score. So this is how you will move 1 step ahead to scale up your score in that particular section. Okay, so this is how you should proceed step by step. One thing everybody of you should keep in mind, kabhi bhi ye nahi karna hai, okay, the question paper is in front of your screen, set 1, I like it, I don't like it, leave, I like it, attempt. Ye kabhi bhi nahi karna hai. Give some time to go through the paper, give some time to analyze. Now, when you're going through the paper, ये board का paper नहीं है जहाँ पे यार parents और teachers used to tell कि बेटा जो easy लग रहा है, जो तुमने अच्छे से prepare किया है, वो करके आना. ऐसा यहाँ पे नहीं होगा, CAT में नहीं होगा, because it's an aptitude test, right? अगर तुमने prepare किया है thoroughly arrangements, but you see the questions, you analyze the set, अरे arrangement में सारे possibility वाले questions पूछे, all the 4 questions are based on some of the other possibilities, which is like time consuming for me. I would not pick it up. भले ही मैंने arrangements के 100 sets solve कर लिए, but I would still not pick it up. So it is very important to you, very important for you to pick up this step, do this step very, very carefully, because यहीं पे सारा गोलमाल होता है. This is where students are not able to select those particular sets. You might feel at this point कि अरे सब लोग बोल रहे हैं ना जो easy लग रहा है वो करो, पर थोड़ा questions भी देखो. Easy क्यों लग रहा है? Compare करो कि उस section में बाकी के questions difficult है क्या इससे? Is it relatively easy? And that is how you will pick up the correct set. And all the students who are like not able to score certain percentile in their mocks, you are making these mistakes. You are making a mistake in your question selection. Okay, so this is the framework that I've put up, which I personally followed, and I'm sure it'll help you if you follow it diligently and step by step manner में करोगे अच्छे से follow तो. One thing you can do is like note down this thing and try it in a passive way, so that once you get the flavor of it, once you get used to it, you can like apply it in your mocks with the timer. तो पहले passive way में practice करो, समझो कि ये क्या है step by step, and then go forward for your mock. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. Do let me know if this helps you in any way. Happy to help if you have any more questions. All the best for your CAT, and this is not the time to give up. Have patience, study hard, and go for it. Thank you. Bye. Take care.